Hey guys, it's Adise Boucher, the New Money Mama. I'm coming at you from Sedona, Arizona. I wasn't planning on videoing anything from here while we were on vacation, but a few things have come up for a few of you, and I don't want to wait. So this is a different format from the other videos. I don't have my equipment here. It's actually really bright and hot out here for December. Wait, it's January. I'm only here temporarily. It's not forever. And that's what had me thinking about some of the things you guys are struggling with. Um, man, I can't tell you how many of my clients, when they are talking about their financial situation, they are feeling hopeless, meaning they think that the situation they're in is permanent. And sometimes when we're in the middle of some crap, we forget to pause and go, okay, is this temporary or is this permanent? Instead, we're just going by what our emotions are, and our emotions are always going to speak to the brain in the sense of permanency. The brain only knows what is now, what is happening in the present, and it cannot see the future or the past when it's in the emotion mode. So some of these experiences, I bet, have you freaking out. Maybe you worry, you feel like there's not going to be enough, there will never be enough, you'll never get to go beyond your needs, and maybe you're even struggling to meet your needs in the first place. Whatever situation you find yourself in, it's temporary. It's temporary. No matter what your money is doing, it's temporary. Money flows, it comes and goes. It ebbs and flows. It's high and it's low. There's low tide and high tide. Money will change. So the first way to even allow a change to happen in your financial situation is to even believe that it is temporary, that it can change. When I was pregnant with my second child, we had these couches that we had gotten as hand-me-downs. They did the job. They weren't particularly pretty, but the hard part was that they weren't very comfortable. And if you've ever been pregnant or married to a pregnant person, you know that you just feel all the ughs, right? So I decided no more with these couches, but I didn't have any backup plans. We didn't have the money yet budgeted for it, and I had no clue what I wanted to replace it with. I just knew I did not want these things. So what I did is, while my husband was at work, is I listed them for sale. I probably should have talked about it with him before I did that, but I listed them for sale. And I called him on the phone and said, hey, I want to get rid of the couches. And he's like, oh, sure, yeah, they're not that comfortable. I was like, great. I listed them for sale, and I have a whole bunch of people who are interested in getting them. What? What did you do? I was like, well, we don't want them anyway. We'll just figure it out. Pregnant woman gets rid of the couches that day. Somebody comes and gets them. And our living room is empty. So we are just sitting on the floor. And I wasn't really panicked about it. My husband at the time was like, where are we going to sit, crazy woman? And it's like, on the floor, Japanese style. So that's what we did for a few days. And we finally got around to couch shopping. It took a while. So we were without places to sit for, a couple weeks? No big deal, I think. And you know why it wasn't a big deal? Because I knew it was temporary. Now, couches aren't a life or death situation. They aren't a, we're going to starve this month. They aren't a, we're going to get kicked out and live on the streets kind of situation. So the difference is that with the money, we get our emotions triggered and we think the situation is like, oh, it's ever present. But it's temporary. It's just like deciding to get rid of couches. It's temporary. Just so you know, we did get couches. I have been sitting on a couch ever since. And the situation will change again in the future. Don't tell my husband. Let's talk about money. If it's temporary, there's a change possible. There's a chance that it could change. And if there's a chance that it could change, then that means there's possibly a way we can influence that change. So what are some steps that you can take to change things? Well, one is to make room for it. If you want new couches, get rid of the old couches. If you want a new life, get rid of the things that don't align with that new life. If you want to make room for money, make room in your bank account. And you're like, man, I got tons of room in my bank account. When we came to the United States, we immigrated to Florida, and we basically left behind everything except what we could fit in some suitcases. And even from there, we lost the suitcase on the way here. So we had to start all over. And that meant living in a roach-infested apartment for a long time, many, many years. Well, sometimes it was tempting to think, Dad, we'll never have the money. But my father taught me that when we're low, it's temporary. It's temporary. He would say, we're just here temporarily. We're moving up. This is just where we are right now, but it's temporary. We're moving up. We're on an upward trajectory. Even though I didn't know that at the time, but he did. So what I've learned is when things get hard, when they're difficult, when it's challenging, when it's terrible, when it's saddening, when it's depressing, when it's angering, it's temporary. So maybe right now the first thing to remind yourself is this thing is temporary. But if something is temporary and has an opportunity to change, because that's what temporary means, it will change. If it has an opportunity to change, it means that we cannot stay the same. We cannot expect that the thing that we want to manifest or the life we want to have can fit in the life that we have right now. If it could, it would already be there. If the thing you want could fit into the life that you have right now, the mindset you have right now, the environment you're in right now, it would be there. That means that for it to be able to fit into our lives, we need to make a space. And sometimes that space is mental. It's simply mental, knowing that the possibility is there and truly believing that the opportunity is there, not just hoping it's there or maybe it might be there, so I'll just remain some skepticism, some healthy skepticism. No, it's wholeheartedly believing where I am right now is temporary, and I know that I can have enough money to cover all my expenses. I can have enough money to cover all my expenses and then some. I can have enough money to cover all my expenses and then some, and also tons to share. I can have peace when I am doing my spending plan or creating my budget. What is the next level for you? Okay, get a piece of paper. Number one, decide where is it that the next step will take you. What is the next level of prosperity for you? I'll give you an example. So if I am living in my car, my next level of prosperity might be to get an apartment. If I'm living in an apartment in a rough neighborhood, maybe my next level is to find a place to rent in a safe neighborhood. What if I'm living in, our life is good enough, our house is good enough, but I wish that we had healthier groceries. Maybe your next level of prosperity is to be able to buy more produce, or maybe it's to buy more organic items, or maybe your next level of prosperity is to get medical care or holistic care, whatever it is. Decide where you are now. Only you know that. What is the next level of prosperity for you? That's number one. Number two, what are the things I can do to support my belief that I can have this next level of prosperity? You've got to support the belief by the things that you are feeding your brain with. So some examples are, what kind of music are you listening to? Is it music that is angering, that is depressing, that supports fatalism, or things are always going to be rough, that we have to fight for everything that we get, is that it's difficult, that our hearts are often getting broken, that we're lonely? What is the music that we're listening to? Could you choose music that says, I'm a victor, oh, this is, you're just in the middle of the ride, baby, whatever the music is. I have a whole playlist I use for myself to keep my energy up. When I wake up, I have music that supports it's going to be a good day. What kind of media are you partaking in? So this isn't saying you have to get rid of all of your guilty pleasures, but it is saying how much of your guilty pleasure is your main diet. If your main diet of what you listen to, what you watch, what you say is healthy, is prosperous, your body and mind can sustain a bit of the junk food. Okay, so number one, what is the next level of prosperity for me? Number two, what can I do to support my belief in having this prosperity? Okay, number three, what is the next step? Simply write that. What is the next step? Often in conferences, I will see people who take pages and pages and pages of notes, and they say, oh, here's all the things I'm going to do. But I'm going to tell you that that's not how the human brain works. Even when you have committed yourself, like, no more, that's it, it doesn't change everything all at once. It makes a significant change at once. So what is the next change that you will implement? What is the next thing you're going to adopt into your routine? You cannot change everything. Trust me, I've tried. I've tried to change everything at once. I thought if I just organized my schedule and my routines, I could change everything. But that's not how our bodies work. Our bodies like to adapt and to evolve. It doesn't like to be transformed within the second. Our thoughts can transform in a second, but our bodies will take time to follow that thought. Our bodies can adjust in a second how we deal with money, but our bank accounts take a time to adjust. So what is the next step? Now, I'm going to provide you one suggestion. Again, I'm on my vacation, so I don't have this book with me, but I do recommend this book. It's Switch by Chip Heath and Dan Heath. I love this book. Now, if you're already reading a book, do not get this book. Do not get it until you're finished with the other book. But if you right now are not reading any particular book, I recommend you get Switch. It's how to change things when change is hard. And it's actually a fun book to read. For me, it's fun. It has lots of stories, applications, where you'll see why is it when I make a decision, I fall back into my old behavior? Or why is it that even though I'm committed, I'm having such difficulty doing this simple thing? And this is going to be a fun and easy way to understand 3 different aspects of your brain when it wants to make a change. So I'll drop a link in the comments directly to that book if you don't have it already or have access to it. You can buy that. You're probably going to read it a couple times. I love it. I love it. It's easy read. So number 1, to review, what is the next level of prosperity for me? Number 2, what am I going to do to support my belief in my ability to have that next level of prosperity? And number 3, what is the next step? Pick one step, move forward. Wherever you are right now that you are dissatisfied, it's temporary. You may not believe me right now. Hopefully you just go by faith right now. If you're a praying person, pray on it. Say, is this a permanent state that I will find myself? Is this a temporary state that I find myself in? Your money is flexible. It ebbs and flows. Prosperity is all around you. It's just waiting for you to adjust to be able to have space in your life to be received. Well, that's it for right now. This is Adise Boucher, the New Money Mama, reminding you life is rich, and so are you.